Transcribed live using actors in Alabama, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Texas, and Utah, you've tuned in to Project Audion. Hello, I'm Larry Groebe with the Generic Radio Workshops Archives. You know, it's a funny thing about pop culture. It has a very short half-life. One day something is tremendously hot and everybody knows about it. The next day we've forgotten about it and moved on. It's that way with TV shows, it was that way with radio shows. These file cabinets are full of radio scripts from the golden age, some of which are still remembered today, and many, many more of which are unfortunately, unjustly forgotten. The Shadow, Amos and Andy, Dragnet, these were truly groundbreaking radio series that deserve to be remembered. But for every one of these, there were also dozens of shows that were really popular in their day, but now are just waiting to be rediscovered. For example, Dragnet from 1951. Great show. In fact, the TV version is still airing in reruns today. But let's dig a little deeper and see what we can find. Here's a show called The Lineup. Now, it was clearly inspired by Dragnet's popularity and even its style. The cases in it aren't based on true stories, but they could be. And it's a compelling listen all its own. In fact, it's a shame that we move on to the next thing so quickly, so often, because there are all sorts of fascinating discoveries to be made in lesser-known shows. Today's example, this episode of The Lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in a great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is The Lineup.
We can sit right here, Mrs. Dawson.
Yes, Lieutenant. Lieutenant Guthrie.
All right. Won't be able to see you. If you pick him out, he won't know who you are.
The way he told me not to go to the police, I'll remember it all my life.
You did exactly the right thing. Do you smoke?
Rarely, but I believe I will. Thank you.
Here you are. Now just relax. Take your time and make sure.
I'll try.
Is that him or not?
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room. May I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. If you are sure or not too sure of the subject, have him held. The officers who took your name will assist you. They are seated among you. Please be prompt with your questions and identifications. When the prisoners leave here, they are sent to the washroom and dressed back into their jail clothes. It makes it quite difficult to bring them back after they leave. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay much attention to their answers as they often lie. Bring on the lineup.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm?
My goodness. Are they always so young?
Afraid
All right,
so.
boys. Move on to the end of the
Tragic.
stage. All the way. That's right. Keep it moving. All right now. Turn and face the front. Look straight ahead. Take your hands out of your pockets. That's right, boys. Now, step out to the circle when I call your name. Number 1, Joseph Schlediger. Breaking and entering. Where do you live, Joe?
3146 Tillman Street, apartment 3.
You'll have to talk a little louder, Joseph, and stand up straight like you were in the army.
3146 West Tilfrem Street, apartment 3.
That's a lot better. What's your business?
Diecast operator. I'm not working right now.
You own a car?
Yeah?
What kind? Sedan? Coupe? What?
Ford convertible, 1937.
What color?
Maroon.
Any weapons when you were arrested?
A .38 revolver, but it wasn't loaded.
Who was with you?
What?
Who was with you when you were arrested?
Jack Dinian. That's him back there.
Number 7. How long have you known him?
All my life.
All right. Anybody else with you?
No.
What about Catherine Bishop? According to the report, she was driving your car. She was your lookout, wasn't she, Joe?
That's the way you figure it, Sarge?
Yeah. Any complaints?
Nothing.
Slide down to the end of the line. Number 2, Anthony Starr. Robbery, assault. Tell the folks where you live, Anthony.
How about Dawson?
Oh, no, that's not him at all. He was younger.
Did you hear me, Anthony?
Yeah, I heard you. I live at the Temple Hotel.
What's the address?
213 Frank Street, something like that.
How long?
Huh?
How long have you lived at that address?
One night.
Where you from?
Las Vegas. I wish I was still there.
Yeah, so do we. How long in town before you were arrested?
One night.
Do you own a gun?
No.
What about the .32 automatic the officers found on you?
They didn't find no gun on me.
Where'd they find it then?
On the ground, in the bushes.
Did you throw it there?
No.
Do you know how it got there?
No.
It had your fingerprints all over it, Anthony.
That's funny. Are you sure?
We have some pretty good men downstairs.
Well, I don't know how they got there.
You didn't even touch the gun?
No, didn't touch it at all.
I see. Do you work?
When I can get it.
What was your last job?
Northwestern Sugar Company, Greenlee, Colorado. Even them centuries of sugar all day long.
Loading?
Yeah, I'm a loader, I guess.
Okay. Number 3, Gerald Simberg, vagrancy. Let's have your address, Gerald.
Ain't got one.
The last place you slept before you were arrested.
Freight car. I think it was Chesapeake and Ohio reefer job, if I'm not mistaken.
What's your profession?
Hotel work.
Clerk, bellhop, what?
Sort of a handyman. Waxing floors, that sort of thing.
Don't look at me. Look out through the screen. Let them see your face.
You know what I think of them? And you?
That kind of talk's not going to help you around here.
Go ahead, Sarge. Run your little wind up. Maybe I can throw in a tap dance or a few bird calls.
You can just keep your mouth shut. Just answer the questions.
Maybe.
How long you been in town?
Let's see. Came here October 15th, I guess it was.
Slept in a freight car all that time, did you?
Nah, I stayed with a friend for a while. Slept on his couch.
Billy Fischetti?
Yeah, guess so.
You should be a little more careful about the kind of people you take up with, Gerald.
Billy's a nice guy.
We don't think so. He's in trouble quite a lot of the time around here. People who see a lot of him usually get in trouble too.
I ain't done nothing. I ain't no trouble, Sarge.
Let's hope not, Gerald. Number 4, Bert Tarbell, Grand Theft Auto. Where do you live, Bert?
Won't keep you much longer, Mrs. Dawson. Sergeant Greb will be up in a minute or two. Cup of coffee?
I believe I will, thank you.
Here you are. Cream or sugar?
Oh, this is fine this way.
This is Mrs. Dawson, Sergeant Greb.
How do you do, ma'am?
Good evening, Sergeant.
Grab a chair, Matt.
I went to East High myself, Mrs. Dawson,
Really?
but a long time before you started teaching there.
I've been there nearly 7 years.
Oh, it was a lot longer than that. Sorry you didn't find a man in the lineup.
Dear me, so am I. I just won't rest until I know you have him in custody.
Coffee, Matt?
No thanks.
That the complaint?
Yep. Here.
Now, we got all this right, Mrs. Dawson? You took your purse and your wedding rings?
And the keys to my car.
Yeah. The purse is a green suede, shoulder-type bag, square, with a silver monogram buckle.
Yes.
There was a $20 bill in it, a lipstick case, 2 credit cards, one with Standard and one with Shell, a letter, and a key to your home.
I think that's all I had in there. I left my pen set in my desk.
The rings are both silver bands, one plain, the other with a mounting and diamond, a single diamond.
That's right.
And that's all he took?
That's all I can remember.
You better notify the oil companies not to honor those credit cards.
Yes, I will.
Would you mind telling us exactly what happened, Mrs. Dawson? We try to get everything on these complaints, but sometimes we miss things that we might need a lot of help on.
Well, I left the administration building shortly before 5. It was just beginning to get dark, and it was almost dark. That is, I had my car lights on by the time I got to Colfax in York.
That's the intersection where you picked them up?
Yes, on the northeast corner.
It's a stop street?
Uh-huh. There's always some boys hitchhiking there. I suppose it's a good place. He came over to my car and asked for a lift across town. I've picked up boys before. They're mostly high school students, and I told him to get in. He was polite and pleasant and didn't have much to say, but when we got to the parkway, he pulled the knife and made me stop the car. There was something in the way he spoke, a viciousness. It still makes me shudder.
Don't scream or try anything funny. Just pull over here and park. Those are his words?
Yes, as nearly as I can remember.
You told the officers he had a slight speech defect. Would you mind telling us about that, Mrs. Dawson?
Well, it was just as I said, a sort of hesitancy, as though he might stutter but actually doesn't.
Could it have been a hair lip? It was dark.
No, I'm sure it wasn't that, just a hesitancy.
Was his pronunciation good?
Yes.
No accent, no southern drawl, accent, anything?
No, it was just that hesitancy that made it peculiar. The very slowness in the way he spoke made him sound so deliberate, and then what he said frightened me so much more, I guess.
Uh-huh. Go on.
Oh, when I parked the car, he reached over and took my purse off my lap, and then he asked to look at my hands. And I took off my gloves and showed him, and he just pointed to my rings and said, "Give them to me." I did everything he asked. The cars kept right on going by, and he didn't even seem worried about them. And then he took the keys out of the ignition and stepped out of the car. I thought he was going to take the car too, but he just told me I'd better not talk to the police, and then he began running across the park.
Did he open the purse in the car?
No,
What hand did he hold the knife in?
the one nearest to me, his left hand.
Was it a big knife, a shiny blade, chrome, maybe?
It was just a knife. The blade was a little longer than most pocket knives. I think it sprang out.
Uh-huh. You said he was wearing a dark red sweater and gray slacks?
Yes. He had a white shirt on under the sweater.
Sport shoes?
I didn't notice his shoes.
Any scars on his face? Moles, maybe? Something like that?
I'm afraid I didn't notice.
About 5'10", 160 pounds. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Do you think you might have known him from somewhere before?
No, I don't think so.
Do you recall any student you've had in any of your classes who might hold a grudge against you?
No.
Do you think the boy goes to East High School?
Well, I thought he was a student there. That's why I picked him up. He looked about 17 or 18.
Well, Mrs. Dawson, I hope we can get those rings back for you.
I know you'll do everything, Lieutenant. And thank you so much. Good night, Sergeant Greb. It was nice meeting you.
Same here, Mrs. Dawson.
Sergeant Quinn's waiting for you. He'll take you home.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Dawson.
Hey, did you hear about the thing over at Dawn Street Division?
What?
4 cars answered a man gone wild call. Before it was over, they had to call for more help.
What was it?
Some guy went to sleep and a cockroach crawled in his ear. No wonder he went wild, huh?
Yeah. Matt,
Yeah.
Mrs. Dawson strike you as the kind of woman who gets scared easy?
No.
Take more than a petty purse thief to do that to her, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Ben. But I'm going to sleep better knowing that Quinn and the boys are keeping an eye on her.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Hello, Mary.
Going to the game on Saturday?
If I don't have to work.
Okay, I'll tell him when he, hold it, he just came in. Morning, Ben, for you, Fisher.
Thanks. Hello, Sam. Fine. I'm that 211 school teacher yesterday. I wanted to be sure you ran it off. Just a minute. You get a description of Mrs. Dawson's rings to stolen property?
Last night.
Hello, Sam. It must be in your basket somewhere. Well, I'll have Quinn send you another card then. Okay, see you. I want it on today's list.
Sure, Ben, sure. Sorry, I filed up.
Matt come in yet?
Yeah, waiting for you.
Oh.
Eddie, it's me. It was Guthrie. He wanted a little more information on the other,
Hi, Ben.
Hi. Anything on the book?
There's a filling station on the northeast corner of Colfax and York. Krager and Murph talked to the attendants, but no one remembers a kid in a red sweater yesterday. They tried the drugstore and the cleaning shop across the street. No luck.
Too bad about those rings, huh?
Yeah. They anything special?
Mrs. Dawson's husband was killed in the war. Bomber pilot.
Hey, you want to go out to the school and have a look around?
Yeah. Give me a second here while I look over the...
Ben,
Yeah, sure.
Jack located the rings in a pawn shop on Cedar Street.
You check it?
He's out at the school now with Mrs. Dawson. She says they're hers all right.
Good news.
The pawn shop man says the kid who hocked them last night wore a red sweater, gave an address on Chestnut, signed the book John Leopold.
Phony?
Kid's been hocking things for a month or so. Typewriter, binoculars, 2 cameras. Looks good. There's a Mrs. A.E. Leopold in the telephone book. Same address on Chestnut.
There it is. The duplex.
Yeah. Watch it, Matt.
We'll be dropping in at traffic school someday.
Yeah, I hope it's in time. On your right.
Yeah. Nobody home?
Try it again.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hello. Is this the home of Mrs. A.E. Leopold?
Yes, but she isn't in. She's working.
She your mother?
Yes. But I've been sick all day and I don't really...
You John Leopold?
Yes?
We'd like to talk to you then.
Well, what about?
We're police officers, John. This is Lieutenant Guthrie. I'm Sergeant Greb.
Well, I've been sick and I
We won't
just don't
take
think
much of
it's a
your
good
time. Just want to ask you some questions.
Okay. Come on in. What do you want to talk to me about?
About this ring. Is it yours?
No.
One of our officers picked it up in a pawn shop today. The man there said you pawned it last night.
I never pawned any ring.
Well, your name was on his book. This is the address.
I didn't pawn that ring. I never saw it before in my life.
It's a stolen ring, John.
I tell you, I don't know anything about it. You can ask my mother. Do I look like I'd steal a ring and pawn it?
We have to go with what we have, John. Are you really sick?
I haven't been in school all day.
Cold or something?
Just sick.
You go to East?
Yes.
We'd like to clear this up, John. Would you mind putting on some clothes and coming down to the pawn shop with us?
I tell you, I'm sick. I've been in bed all day long.
It'd only take a minute. The man there can tell us if you're the one who bought the ring in or not. Get this all straightened out right away. If the man there says you weren't in his place last night, then it's all over. We'll know somebody else signed your name and address.
Well, all right. But I don't know how this happened at all. I'll only be a second.
Know a teacher over at East named Mrs. Dawson, John?
No, why?
We know her. That's all.
Hey, you don't have to come in here. I can get dressed by myself.
Just looking around. This your room?
Yeah, I'll be ready pretty quick.
Hold it, John.
What?
Leave your shirt off.
Say, what is this? Let go of my arm.
Hold him.
Got him.
What about this stuff on the dresser, John?
Let go of me. You don't have any right in this room or in this house. Let that alone.
Take it easy.
You are sick, aren't you, John?
Well, Ben?
It's heroin, Matt.
Do you drive a car? Do you ride in one? If so, we've got a brand new experience in store for you. Plymouth Spectacular Safety Flow Ride, a sensational new use of hydraulic principles that gives you a smooth ride on any kind of road. Yes, even those dirt roads outside of town and the worn pavement you've been avoiding because of bumps. Drive a new Plymouth over stretches like that, and you won't believe your senses. Front seat or back, you'd think you were traveling a smooth, paved highway. But don't take my word for it. prove it to yourself Saturday at your nearby Plymouth dealer. Arrange for your ride in the most exciting Plymouth ever built. And now, back to the lineup.
AR 215, 32, a 415 at 2233 Magnolia, see the man. 60J, code 6, a 12J, code 6, 34, a 459.
Hi, Ben.
Hi. What does narcotics say?
No reports on anything in that area. Frank's looking into it, though.
Good.
Asher brought Mrs. Dawson in. She's across the hall.
Matt ready?
Just about.
Be back in a minute. Hi, Matt.
The paper this morning? It was in the paper.
Hello, Ben. We're all set. Mrs. Dawson's out front. I borrowed 5 kids from juvie division.
Okay, I'll go sit with her.
Right.
Hello, Mrs. Dawson.
Is that you, Lieutenant Guthrie? It's so dark in here.
Yeah. Sorry to take you away from your class.
Oh, that's all right. It was just last period study hall.
We want you to look at some suspects, Mrs. Dawson. Won't take a minute. We think one of them is the boy who robbed you yesterday.
I hope I can recognize him.
We're pretty sure. All right, Matt, run them on.
Lights! Bring 'em on, Joe. Okay, move right on the stage, boys. That's it. Stay in line. Now face the front. Keep your hands to your sides.
Take a good look, Mrs. Dawson. Do you see him up there?
Yes,
Which one is he?
the third one from the left, the taller one.
You're sure that's the boy who robbed you in your car yesterday?
Now that I see him again, I remember his face very well.
You're sure that's him up there?
I'm positive.
Okay. All right, Matt, that does it.
Okay, boys, file off. Hurry it up.
Well, you picked the right one, Mrs. Dawson.
I knew it was him when he walked out on the stage. Has he admitted it?
Not yet. We're going to question him in a little while. We'll need a statement from you.
Of course, Lieutenant. After all that's happened and the way he frightened me, I can hardly believe it, but that boy up there, was he crying?
Yes. He's been crying ever since we brought him in. To the right, John.
Over here, John. Come on. Straight against the wall. 69 and a half inches.
Okay.
69 and a half.
Uh-huh.
What's your
How do you
weight?
spell it?
155.
I got it with a D.
Got it.
Didn't understand you for a minute.
All right. This
Yeah,
hand
go on.
first. Now the other.
X checks. Okay.
Here. Wipe him on
Do
this.
you have anything?
Thanks.
Maybe.
Okay, on the bench here, John.
Okay. Hold on.
Your full name?
John Adrian Leopold.
Date of birth?
April 24th, 1934.
Place?
Business office.
Toledo, Ohio.
Let me look.
Hold your head up.
Booking number 43.
Eyes, hazel. Complexion? Ruddy.
October 25th.
Build, medium.
No extradition. yet.
Hair brown. No
Who?
cicatrices.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, give me his name and I'll be sure he gets it when he comes in. Lawrence Foley. Okay.
What are you doing, booking me?
Just getting information right now. That'll come later. Ever been arrested before?
No.
You know you're in pretty serious trouble, don't you, son?
I haven't done anything.
Mrs. Dawson, a teacher over at East High, identified you as the boy who pulled a knife on her yesterday. Took up purse and rings. We have the rings right now. We found heroin in your room, John. Dr. Gorson says you've been shooting a cap a day.
It's Dr. Gorson.
The doctor who examined you when we first brought you down.
Oh.
Well, John, you want to tell us about it?
Are you going to keep me here?
Afraid so.
Where you getting the H, John?
I don't want to say anything.
You can help us. We can help you. You're old enough to know what kind of future you've got if you keep up with this. Do you have a girl? Isn't Mary Jane Kramer your girl?
You haven't told her anything.
Not yet.
She hasn't got anything to do with this.
What we want to know is, does she use it too?
No.
You know you use it?
No. Honest, she doesn't know anything about it at all.
I talked to your mother, John, on the phone a while ago. She took all this pretty hard. She told me she's worked all her life trying to keep you in clothes, food, with a roof over your head.
I don't want to see her if she comes down here.
You'll have to see her, John.
How have you been paying for this stuff? We've had a string of petty burglaries reported in your neighborhood, and we...
Business office. Yeah.
Yesterday was the first time I ever did anything like that.
Where?
You mean pulling a knife on Mrs. Dawson in a car?
Yes.
You never held up a store or burglarized a fruit market?
No, I'm not a criminal.
That was a criminal act last night. You terrorized a person into giving you money and valuables. You used a weapon. It was a criminal act today when we found you in possession of narcotics. It's a criminal act to use narcotics without a prescription.
I had to have the money. He doubled the price on me, and I was overdue, and I didn't have anything else I could sell. He said I had to.
Who is he, John?
His name's Ray.
Ray who?
Just Ray.
He's the pusher?
Yes.
But you don't know his full name?
No.
How long have you known him?
Yes, sir. Each Tuesday and
Couple
Thursday.
of months.
No.
Who else started with you?
Yes.
No one.
You're quite
I met him at a dance at school one night. He was in the washroom and asked me if I'd like to get a kick, and I told him I would.
And this man named Ray's been supplying you ever since?
Yes.
How often?
Once or twice a week. At first, I'd just meet him on weekends, and then he began to drop around in the middle of the week.
Drop around where?
On the corner or someplace. He'd call me at home and we'd meet.
He always called you? You didn't call him?
That's right.
Called you yesterday?
Yes, and I bought that from him then.
Business office.
And he's boosted the price on you, huh?
On what?
Yeah.
I think that came
Tell
out
us
last
about
night.
Ray.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah, here it is.
tall, thin, about
75.
40,
Yeah.
wears nice clothes and hats.
Does he have a car?
I don't know. I've never seen him in one. Always met on the street in a drugstore someplace. What's gonna happen to me?
Depends on you, John. We're going to try to help you.
Oh,
When's Ray going to get in touch with you again?
he said he'd call tomorrow.
Asher!
Yo, Ben.
Okay, John, you feel all right?
About the same.
We'll see what we can do. This is John Leopold.
Hi.
Hi.
Take him downstairs, narcotics file. See if we can pick out somebody named Ray.
Okay.
We'll see you a little later, John.
Come on.
You want one?
Thanks.
No wonder she was scared. A kid trying to get money for a load of scout would do about anything.
Yeah. A cap and a half a day.
That'll mean at least a year in the sanitarium.
Yeah, if he's lucky.
Ben,
Hi.
you owe me $3.05. Here,
30-yard line.
and hard to get.
Change of 5?
Yeah, I'll get it later. Anything yet?
No. Quinn's still out the house with Leopold waiting for the call. Nothing we can do but wait.
Cop spends half his life waiting.
Yeah. Narcotics thinks Ray's a one-man operation. No complaints from around any of the other high schools.
Well, that's something. Wish he could have done some good in this files.
Pretty long chance. This is better.
Asher there too?
Yeah. Past 5. Want some coffee?
Yeah. You know, Molly hasn't been to a game in 2 years. She's really looking forward to this Saturday. Gives her a chance to get away from the kids.
Yeah.
Hope nothing comes of that.
Just a second, Matt. Guthrie.
Quinn. Ben, it's Ray. Just phone the kid. Make arrangements to meet him at 8 o'clock tonight at the Hilo Bar, 3349 East Longview.
3349?
Right.
Okay, set it up. We'll be there.
You the police?
Yeah?
Sergeant? They're in the back, right through that door there.
Thanks. Better wait here, man.
Okay. How about a beer?
Sure. Hey, say, what's this all about anyway? I sure don't get it with you guys. What are you doing?
Hi, Ben.
Hi. Hello, John.
Hello.
Quinn's in the alley. We parked at the gas station in the grease rack. He said 8 o'clock. Figure John can point him out from here.
Yeah. Just leave the door open a crack.
Uh-huh.
Okay, John. We're depending on you.
I know.
Matt and I will be at the far end of the bar. You'll have to pass us. We'll watch you for a signal.
Okay.
This the only other way out?
Yeah.
All right.
What time?
8.
15 minutes. Hey, one for my friend.
You ain't even touched yours yet. Here.
Thanks.
Hey, get off over there. Hey, you guys don't know what a headache is until in a joint like this can be sometimes.
Yeah, we'll just sit here and learn.
What are you doing? Gonna pick up some guy, huh?
Maybe.
No shooting or anything like that.
Just gonna talk to him.
Talk, huh? With a guy out in front, a guy in the alley, a guy in the back room, and you two guys here? Yeah, you're just gonna talk to him, huh?
Come on, one little dance. Come on.
You think that guy get tired of playing Tennessee Waltz?
I'm beginning to like it. I've almost learned the words.
8:15, Ben.
Yeah.
Maybe the kid lied.
We'll see.
No one like Ray walked in so far.
Matt.
Hi.
Hi, what'll it be?
Ginger ale and bourbon.
Sure.
Could be him from the description.
Yeah, but wait. Ben, Ashley just signaled. That's him.
All right.
How you want to play it?
Over this door. I'll go next to him.
Got it.
Any cigarettes?
Huh? Oh, machine. Right over there.
Here. How about some change?
Sure.
Don't move, Ray.
What?
He said don't move.
Say, what is this?
It's clean.
Your right hand. Come on.
Hey,
Look out.
What's he trying to do?
Matt.
let me go.
Back.
Right.
Open the door. Move.
Hello, Ray.
You dirty little punk.
Save it, Ray.
Okay, Ben?
Yeah.
Come on.
You did a good job, kid.
Is it going to help me?
Yes.
Will I get over this?
Do you want to?
Yes.
Then you'll get over it. Come on, son.
The Light Up, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we'll bring you again the lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people on the other side of the wire in the audience room. May I have your attention, please? My name is Groebe, Sergeant Matt Groebe. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you see will be numbered. I'll call off a number, their name, and charge. If you have any questions,
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
That's our lineup for today. We hope you enjoyed the production. If you did, like us on Facebook or YouTube and tell your friends. We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a line at project.audion@gmail.com. And until next time, thanks for listening.